This message is called, This is Personal. For me, the housing market implosion became personal. And if you're listening to this video, it's likely that the crisis became that way for you too. Never in history has so much wealth evaporated so rapidly. And it became a global problem too, as mortgage-backed securities and derivatives are traded on exchanges around the world. Approximately 15 million Americans purchased homes at the height of the housing bubble, 2004 to 2006, and today they find themselves at ground zero in the housing crisis. Some experts say that more than 8 million homes, or 16% of the total, will go into foreclosure before 2012. Over 600,000 loans were modified in 2008, and that number is expected to quadruple in the current year. The burning question on the minds of homeowners should be, how much and how rapidly can I modify my home loan? Well, in 2005, I purchased a long-neglected home with a big dream. I was going to rehab it for my own use. It seemed like a sweet real estate deal, and it really was until the U.S. housing market collapsed. Unfortunately, by that time, I had already sunk about $90,000 into improvements, so I resigned myself to riding out the housing downturn. At least the home turned out really nice, and my wife of 34 years loved it. When my income declined too much, though, it became clear I couldn't meet my obligations. I racked my brain for a solution. Where could I cut back? What was the absolute minimum I could pay each month? Do I have any stocks or investments I could sell? Well, I've always been conservative. I take pride in working hard and kind of dreaming big, and like most Americans, I don't expect handouts. I'm proud of my ability to care for myself and raise a happy family with solid moral values and a good work ethic. You get the picture. I'm probably a lot like you. Salt of the earth, right? But I began to feel that the economy had really fundamentally changed, especially the housing market, and that normal homeowners like us were being left behind to carry the burden. And then when new tales of corporate excesses were revealed daily, and we learned of VIP loans for senators and platinum parachutes for executives at Countrywide, and Detroit's big three automakers flying to Washington on private jets to pick up their handout, and then Wall Street thief Bernard Madoff admitting to cheating clients out of a cool $50 billion, and on and on and on. It just looked like a collapsed house of cards. Remember Blazing Saddles? It has that one great scene where Gene Wilder's character describes good traditional citizens like me. He says, you know, they have unchanging values. They're the salt of the earth people. You know, morons. Well, that's how I felt. That's how I still feel. Moronically passive while getting robbed. My first loan modification was absolutely torturous. I actually failed 3 times at it before I finally cracked the code. I read through hundreds of pages of information published by nonprofits. I spent hours on hold with the bank. I even attended one of the first loan modification live events designed to assist homeowners who were in distress. Instead of the anticipated 200 attendees, they got over 2,000. Many of them waited over 5 hours just to talk with a bank rep. It was impossible not to see the similarities to the long lines of desperate Americans in line for soup and bread during the Great Depression. I know it certainly shook my psyche a bit, but sometimes reality just bites, right? The modification that came out of that meeting saved me $686 per month and almost $194,000 over the life of my loan. Do I have your attention now? Needless to say, it got my attention. How often do we get the opportunity to reduce our monthly expenses by $686? Most people have to get a second job to earn that much, and then it's taxable. So I had really gone, in working with loan modifications, and I continued to develop my skills and applied for one after another for some of my rental properties, and pretty soon I had gone from inept bumbler to laser-focused loan mod mercenary. I was fast and furious and fearless and deadly serious about getting the best loan modification I could. Now my experience can help you. So learn more about the opportunity to modify your mortgage with a free CD that I put together about my story. It's called 60-Minute Loan Modification Secrets, and you get it at my site, 60minuteloanmodification.com. Thanks.